SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
It's March, so it's tournament time.
Yes, it is.
Welcome in. Glad to have you aboard. We need a basketball prop.
We do need one. It's basketball. March Madness.
We're in full mode here. Kevin Guidry.
Glad to be back. So glad to be back.
Pilgrimage to the Zulu Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans.
New Orleans is probably tired of me, guys. Okay, I'm telling you. Super Bowl, then go back a week later for Zulu parade, and it was unbelievable.
What was it like a Mardi Gras parade at 7:30 in the morning?
It was different.
That was for weather.
For weather, Scooter.
Yeah, but you got it in.
And the weather turned out to where it was sunny.
That's Louisiana love.
Was it really?
It was sunny, but hey, we got it in, and we had a great time.
SoundOff coming to you from Horseshoe Lake Charles, the expansive confines of Caesars Sportsbook. Of course, that's Scooter Hobbs, Rick Serro. We're just basking in his glory over there with Super Bowl and
I'm
Mardi
just glad
Gras.
to be back with my
Your
buddies.
celebrity wake is
I'm glad
big.
to be back with my
another
buddies.
week of special shows. Remember last week we dug deep in McNeese football with Tyler Bolfing and Tony Pecoraro, the two coordinators for McNeese football, and they got going with spring this week. Now it's a special show because we got the Southland Conference Commissioner coming in. It's our annual sit-down powwow with Chris
always
Grant.
a good
We got a lot
interview.
to cover, a lot of discussions and a lot of questions on that. All right, let's get it going with the obvious number one topic. The McNeese Cowboys going for number 2 in a row in the tournament title, a possible number 2 in a row for an NCAA bid. Full transparency, unfortunately, our production schedule with CBS Lake Charles is tight. So we're doing our production prior to the semifinal game for McNeese, which was played on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. But boy, and we're going to be dancing around this, but 2 in a row. If they do 2 in a row, high praise for Will Wade and that crew.
No doubt.
This is like dancing with a blind date.
We are dancing
It is.
blind.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I'm gonna take my chances, I'm going with Will Wade. I'm going with
Prohibited
Will Wade.
favorites.
I'm going with Will Wade if I'm going to take my chances, guys, okay? I'm going with him.
Look, they were heavy favorites to win the regular season. They did, running away.
They did.
They're a heavy favorite to win this because of what we've been talking about. Top seed, double bye, Tuesday at 6 to get the early game, more time to rest, you name it.
Yes.
They're heavy favorites, and again, to his point, this is a team that has done it all year.
They have.
Yeah, tested at times, but all year they've proven themselves.
And you know, Rick, when you look at the teams around the Southland Conference, you have to say to yourself, you've got some teams that's got a lot more experience than what Will Wade has. Will Wade's got a lot of new guys in that's playing these positions versus last year. But you've got teams in the Southland Conference that's got the same people playing at the same position.
And better. Coaching is better. The league is better.
The league is better, but it's still a one-bid league.
It is.
It is.
So,
roll the dice.
yes.
And see who. All right. Let's get on the Southland Conference postseason awards. All right. Will Wade, Coach of the Year.
Not much on awards.
Well,
Come
we're
on,
going to
Scooter,
discuss.
you right
You can
about
sit back
awards.
on this.
Come on,
Second in a row
Scooter.
for Will Wade.
You right about
Javon
awards.
Garcia, Player of the Year, second time a Cowboy gets it. Remember last year, Shahada
Not
Wells.
much.
Yeah.
So he's on the first team.
Yeah.
I don't get it why Christian Shoemate wasn't
Rick,
on first team.
I'm lost.
You got
I'm
two
lost.
Southeastern guards on the all-conference first team, and they're like the number 6 seed in the tournament.
Rick.
Shoemate gets Defensive Player of the Year, and he's not on the first team.
Yeah. But let me say
The
this.
Cowboys were shorted on that one. I'm sorry.
Let me say,
Okay.
I
don't get all
out of
uptight
any
about
player
it.
in the Southland Conference, who has made ESPN the most?
Christian Shoemate.
Okay, I'm done.
He deserves. He got Defensive Player
There's
of the Year.
only one
I'm done.
award that matters. That's the Heisman Trophy.
All right. Well, then you sit back on this one. All right. So, second team is Cordair Copeland. Great job.
Yeah.
Where's Joe Charles on this?
I don't know.
They were shorted again
Do
on
you-
all-conference second team. Joe Charles should have been on second
Do you
team.
think that maybe
And I'm not doing this because I'm biased.
McNeese
I'm
is just maybe you think maybe they're getting too much, Rick, too much attention? I mean, what? I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know.
there
Are they
is
getting too
a
much attention or
little
what?
McNeese fatigue
Could-
out there.
Yeah.
Kansas City
Yeah.
Chiefs
You know.
fatigue.
Yeah.
Could be
Yeah.
on. All right, let's
kinda
get
feel
on
that a
the
little bit.
SEC women's tournament. All right, we all know about the LSU Tigers didn't get to the championship game. Mulkey, they set a scoring record. They
And
got
Mulkey made it
101
clear,
points.
although she didn't coach.
She didn't
in
coach
the
for 2
tournament.
games. She didn't coach.
A mysterious death in the family.
Yeah.
Don't even know who it is.
I'm with Scooter.
But-
I don't know.
She kind of made it clear she didn't really care much for the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
Didn't play an injured key player who, if it had been the NCAA tournament, I think would have played.
Johnson.
They got another, the Morrow girl was injured, but apparently she's okay.
She's okay.
Well, look, second season starts with the NCAA
They've got 2
tournament.
weeks.
And a week from now, nobody will remember the SEC tournament.
No, not at all.
No shocker that McNeese fired Lynn Kennedy as a Cowgirls basketball
We're
coach.
not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised it didn't work. When he was hired, that looked like the biggest no-brainer.
It was a big hire for Heath Schroyer.
But
It looked like McNeese stole him.
But imagine this, Scooter. If you would have found a way to get some of these local kids that you had right here or around the state, you bringing in kids that don't know the Southland Conference play.
He went Euro.
They didn't know the United
He went
States.
foreign players, and those foreign players didn't have a game or the athleticism.
See, that's why I miss being on the
to
show,
match
okay?
What the style of basketball played.
He's got
in the
Swedish
Southland.
players in here. I mean, come on, they can't speak English.
It doesn't matter. They weren't good enough. So was that.
If they're going to school, they can speak English.
I'm just saying. I don't know what was going on.
Losing seasons.
I don't know what was going on
2 straight years
there.
didn't get to the conference tournament. 41-80 was the final overall record.
41-80
over 4 years.
Wow.
You know, Lynn Kennedy, great guy. I liked him, man.
Oh yeah, very good.
Just didn't get the job done.
We've had him on the show before.
Didn't get the job done,
had him on
and
the show.
you got to go on your
And
own.
we wish him well.
It's gonna, I don't know, but let me say this. Heath Schroyer, his batting average on coaching hires has to get better. Lynn Kennedy, 4 years. Gary Goff, 3 years. John Aiken, 2 years, all gone.
Yeah.
His big plus is Will Wade. And, of course, bringing Matt Viator back. So
was Frankie in on that, too?
Well, you mentioned the 2 key sports, Will Wade, Matt Viator. That's pretty good batting average. Those count more.
All right, let's talk to New Orleans. All right, as I told you they would, quarterback Derek Carr has agreed to a restructure.
I told you he had
It's
better,
complicated, so what happens is
better.
they're going to say $31 million on the
restructure
salary
on it?
cap. All that's going to be pushed later on. It'll be signing bonuses and the like.
What, it gets to 281, 280?
No.
I tell you.
But it ties him up to Derek Carr for this year.
Remember that old series, Ozark? Did you watch any of it?
Yes.
Man, the Saints should have been on that show, all the money laundering. I mean, that's some serious money. They're always $1 billion.
And Ozark.
They're $1 billion over the salary cap, and yet.
That is a good analogy. I like that. That's the best thing you've said in a year.
It is.
It had to come to an end. McNeese Cowboy baseball. 10-1 start. They lose the series at Houston Christian.
That was a good start, though.
It was a good start, but that's baseball, right?
It is. It is.
That's baseball. It's in the Southland Conference. All right, we're going to pack this segment in. Let's go to break. Coming up, Southland Conference Commissioner Chris Grant will sit down with us. We got a lot to talk about. Stay right here. Sound Off continues from Caesars Sportsbook.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you? Is it roaches? They're the first pest you think of for indoor bugs and a health threat. At J&J, we offer weapons to eliminate and prevent infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
March Madness here at Horseshoe Lake Charles is called Bowl-a-Palooza. Something like you know a little bit about. March Madness, okay, Friday nights from 8 to 11.
Won it. You did.
You got the Palooza down.
We did.
Friday night, this one, and March 21st, every 15 minutes, a winner will be drawn for a possible winner of $500 in free casino
Easy
play.
money.
Stay
Easy
with
money.
me. So that's drawn at 11 o'clock. So this Friday and March 21st. On March 21st, every 15 minutes, a winner will be drawn. Those winners get a shot to shoot some baskets at a goal that will be set out. And if you hit the hoop, you win $500 in free casino play.
Just hit the hoop?
No, you got to make the shot.
I'm just saying, man.
Good
Just
Lord
hit the
have
hoop. We
mercy.
giving
I
money
taught
away
you,
here.
man.
Well, no, you got to hit
I
the
can
shot.
hit the
Man,
hoop.
we giving money away here. You just got to hit the rim.
And of course, when you find the hoops, you're going to be out there practicing your shot.
Airball. Airball.
Ballapalooza.
That
This
should be
Friday
fun, man.
and March 21st, right here at Horseshoe
That should be
Lake
fun.
Charles. Let's
Wow.
welcome in the commissioner of the Southland Conference back for our annual sit-down powwow.
Good to have Chris here.
That would be Chris Grant. We appreciate you coming in. So I know it's very busy.
Thanks for
Getting
having
ready
me.
for the tournament. Full transparency, we're doing our show prior to the tournament kicking off, tipping off on Sunday, and of course McNeese semifinal game on Tuesday.
Yes.
All that kind of thing. I got to go here first.
Okay.
Because all the chirping and backlash of the tournament being at the Legacy Center in Lake Charles, home on the McNeese Cowboys, is that all done?
That's all. Let's say it's about 95% done. And I'll
not-
tell you why.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
the great people of Lake Charles, with the hospitality is bar
It's
none.
unmatched.
You can't get it anywhere.
I agree,
You
Chris.
get it throughout the Southland,
Yeah,
but
I
everything
agree.
you had the golf, you had the food, you had the casinos, right?
I agree.
And you had the people. And then the most important thing, we helped rebuild a community, right?
Good
I mean,
point.
with $5.3 million of economic impact over 2
No
years.
doubt.
You know, we haven't done that
All right,
anywhere
let
else.
me play
They're coming
devil's
out.
advocate.
Okay.
All that nice hospitality and the organization here, smooth running tournament, that doesn't help much if you're in Nicholls State or Southeast having to come play on McNeese's home court.
Come on, Scooter.
What kind of backlash do you get from the other ADs?
Yeah, well, you've seen it. Gas tank league. Everybody can get here. There's no excuse.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
You're
whatever
right.
you put, and then we offer a stipend to get the students here. Because I want to see butts and seats, and that's something that Heath Short and I negotiated to get in place because he felt it was important. Like, yes, it's a home court advantage, but we're so centrally located in the footprint. We want to see everybody come
I guess
out.
it is probably centrally
Right, yeah.
located.
So it's on them if they don't market and get them here because we want them.
But Chris, you bring up a good point. I mean, you got the Legacy Center there.
Yes.
That's probably one of the best arenas,
Yeah,
bar
come-
none,
come-
okay? And I mean, what you said, the impact that it'll make on the community.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now, let's
Yeah.
be honest, man. This is the mecca of where it should be.
This
That's
is where it
just
should be.
me.
Yes, you know,
That's just me.
we got out of the Katy, and look, Katy hosted freaking good years, but
They did.
it wasn't the Southland, right?
No.
Now we're in the footprint, and there's no mistake about it on
For
I-10.
fans across the region, where does that contract go? How many more years is there? Is there starting in an interest?
Yeah, so we're here through 2029. All right,
nice.
so that's partnership.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got to go. We made
was
an
a
investment.
5-year, wasn't it,
Yeah,
5 year?
right. We extended it. Remember last
Yes,
year? Yeah,
yes,
Heath and I. So
5
you know,
years.
so our board of directors believes in it, and our ADs too.
Okay, speaking of chirping, the last couple of weeks there might have been some chirping around the league, and you would know about it. In regards to how many conference games will, is it 20? Is it going to be 22?
Yes.
You got
Yeah.
additions, all this. Where are you going to end?
So next year we're going to be at 22 league
22
games, right?
league
And that's
games.
what it should.
I like
we want a
that.
true champion,
I like
right?
that.
And so, you know, in the schools, we don't want to take away from the fundraising efforts because when they play those guarantee games, which we're winning some of those now, and so we're getting a little harder to schedule, and we see that
I
here in
agree.
McNeese. But now we got an opportunity for a true champion, no tiebreakers when an unbalanced schedule and what that looks like,
Right.
and I'm really excited about that.
Right. I ushered in.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it for you.
Okay.
Regular season, conference tournament, regular season
Well,
champion.
know how
one of my
Scooter
pet
You know how
peeves.
Scooter feel
Here we
about
go.
that,
It's
okay?
one, but as
You
commissioner,
know how
Yes.
it feels.
and I know this is never going to change
Yeah.
because every conference does it.
Okay.
But the reality is, this is a
One
one
bid
bid
league.
basketball.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to have a conference tournament that could wipe out all of that to win the regular season if you don't win the tournament?
Yeah.
Is it worth it for that, what, a couple of games on TV?
Right. Yeah, you make a valid. That's a valid point. And it's what we say is we take the body of work, right? We love the
Yeah.
body of work, but you might not have all your key players at the beginning of the year. It might have been some injuries that came back. And so it's two totally different stories from when we start in December now. It'll come all the way to March. And so now we get an opportunity, and it's March Madness, right? As we see, it's a revenue generator for me, right? In our conference, that's what we look at, and that helps provide different opportunities for our student athletes.
Is it
and
that
offset.
much money?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I think so. 5.3 million in economic impact. But so now all that is cash coming to the Southland.
Yeah.
But a good portion of that, about 10% of that, we see.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he makes
Chris,
an argument for the tournament,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah, it is. Chris, on last year, you know, they got the bid, and the game they came up against was Gonzaga.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit too much.
Right.
What do you see the Southland Conference being able to do, and to be able to go out and get kids and find kids with the collective and all those
Yes.
different things around the league? How can they compete getting into the NC2A tournament and being able to go in a little bit deeper.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because last year was the start of it, right?
Yes,
Will
it
comes
was.
in, that team,
Will did it.
Shahada Wells, Christian,
Yeah.
rest of the crew, they get a 12 seed right away.
Yeah.
Getting now, you run into Gonzaga,
You're
we're really
right.
darn good.
You're right.
Now, looking into this year, we probably run into SEC or I saw St. Mary's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
We see what happens, but needless to say, it elevated the league, whereas
It did.
other athletic directors or presidents say, we want that, right? We're
did.
going to invest in basketball because it's going to grow
totally
our brand.
agree on that,
And so
man.
from top to bottom, look, we came in last year in 2021, 30th ranked conference out of 32.
Yes.
This year, 21st ranked conference in the country.
That's
right?
pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's a good
good,
climb.
Chris.
And so from top to bottom, we're
very
getting
good.
better.
I want to get into that in
good.
the next segment when we talk about the level of basketball
Yeah.
in the league. Chris Grant,
Yes.
the commissioner of the Southland Conference, has joined us here on SoundOff at Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles. Investment in basketball.
Yes. Yep.
Houston Christian,
Yes.
Texas Commerce, East Texas
A&M.
Edom, or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Some of the facilities, Chris, looks like dressed up high school. It does.
It does, Rick.
Yeah.
It does.
Where are you
Yeah.
in discussions with those universities of investing?
good
in
point.
boys?
Right. No, you got to grow it. You got to get butts and seats
I mean, you
first.
get the
and
Legacy
believe
Center
it.
in Montana.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true,
Hey,
Chris.
but
That's
you know,
true, too.
the Legacy Center wasn't always there in
Good
Montana,
point.
You're
right?
right.
And so it come.
You're right.
And it took a process to get there, even with the history of that program.
You're right,
And
though.
so now, football in the South, you can't deny it, right? So convincing everyone to invest in basketball and then baseball in some places is really taking second too.
That's right. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
now we're getting them to see what the return on investment is when you have a great basketball program, because you don't get exposure. We see all the TVs around this great
Right,
venue
though.
we're in now. Hey, March Madness is going if they talk
Yeah.
about conference tournaments, right?
You're right,
And
though.
so our presidents are seeing that and now finding out what are those community opportunities.
Yeah.
I think you see Corpus Christi might be one of the next ones. Heck, East Texas A&M, they'll have a new one coming up here in 3 years. So they're going to
there's
break ground
investment
soon.
coming.
So they're
And,
coming.
And Rick, the point you made was a good point. How can we see these facilities?
Always make good points.
Yeah.
See what I mean, Chris? you said, how can you see these facilities changing? But
Yeah.
the point that you made, I don't know if Rick caught it.
Yeah.
You got to put bodies in those seats.
That's it. That's it. Right.
We can't go build something if ain't nobody gonna
right,
sit in
right.
it.
And so that's what UIW. You look at they went and got a great coach. He has some heck of recruits in there.
Yeah.
They didn't put it all together and all, but they're figuring it out. I tell you, they're one of the underdog teams this week. And they
Really?
tip off here soon tonight, and you're going to see them this evening. And right there. So
Let's leave it there. Southern Conference
Okay.
Commissioner Chris Grant. We'll take a short time out. We're coming back with more with the commish. He's a big wig. When we come back to Caesar Sportsbook. Stay right here.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling, Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
We're back with SLC Commissioner Chris Grant coming to you from Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles. Well, let's dig into some things here. Continuing in basketball, we're in the midst of the Southland Conference basketball tournament. You mentioned earlier that the league, yes, a huge jump from 29th overall out of 31 leagues down to 21.
That's huge.
Folks, that's a big jump.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
Is it better coaching, better players, or just the maturation of the sport?
Everyone thought the transfer portal and NIL would leave us behind. We hired some creative coaches and our athletic directors they brought to campus. They figured out the NIL piece and where to go find those dollars.
Yeah.
The transfer portal, kids want to play, right? And they want to be showcased, and we do that when they come to our arenas. With our ESPN deal and what we're doing there, we talk about the tournament, the importance. We have 4 games on ESPN that are showcasing Legacy Center and Lake Charles, right? No other sport's bringing that to Lake Charles right now. And so we
That's
want to
true.
continue to grow that. So that's exactly what it is. The athletics and the presidents, athletic directors and presidents are seeing that. And now with that growing, those coaches are finding those gems or diamonds in the rough.
Wow.
Because now you got high school kids you can go get, but you also have guys that are 6th or 7th on the bench at a high major. They come here. I mean,
They superstars.
Look at Shahada Wells.
Kadir
last year, right?
Copeland.
Kadir Copeland, right?
Off the
And
bench.
Murray,
Syracuse.
yeah, Sincere, right? I mean, you have all those
to play
guys.
now.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You bragged on the way Lake Charles gets this tournament organized
Yes.
and run. Give us some examples. What does Lake Charles do so well with this tournament?
It's the all in on the community piece. I mean, I get so many calls, even this morning. I mean, not even like a year in advance, but even this morning. Hey, what can we do to get involved? Right? How do we get more kids there? What can I pay for tickets to get community groups, churches out? And so we're hearing Mayor Nick Hunter. He's taking the lead. You know, Senator Stein as well. They've all gotten involved in what they're doing. And so now we're trying to move it forward, right, and make sure we're not leaving anyone in this community behind.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do those day games, trying to get school kids out. This year's a little little tough because he had snow days. I'm from Ohio.
Man,
Last thing I respected snow days in
I
Louisiana,
know,
so they have to be
I
in school testing.
I know.
And so that's what happens.
They gotta get those days
that's,
back.
yeah, that's what we didn't have. And I've been a part
Yeah.
of conference term, Pac-12, Conference USA. Never had the community involvement that we get here. I mean, restaurants are just showing up, just feeding people, just to feed them. Lake Charles Toyota,
Yeah.
the Tarver family, they come out 2 days of a fan fest, right? That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Usually those things,
huge.
you know, Big 12 spending millions of dollars on it. They're
Kudos
coming
to
out
the
and feed
region.
everybody.
Kudos to the region.
Yes.
Look, one of the things I'm gonna throw him a curveball, man.
Please
Because
do.
you and Scooter are too scared to throw him curveballs. Chris, Will Wade,
Yeah.
do you get phone calls from coaches? I know it's a McNeese situation, but do you get phone calls from coaches around the league saying, how in the hell they can pay him that much money? Chris, look at what I'm making, Chris. Look at what I'm making.
Right.
How
so-
the hell they can do that?
You see, you know what they say? They say, Chris, thank you for allowing me. Because now I can go back to my athletic director and say, hey, it needs to rise a little more. That meeting is not the same anymore, right? Yeah. So,
I mean, Chris, but he's put it on a different level.
He has put it on a
Come
different
on,
level.
I mean,
but the proof's in the
man,
pudding. Like I said,
there's no doubt.
the eyeballs are on Lake Charles. I mean,
There's
the
no
student
doubt.
manager is getting more TV time than any of
You're
us.
right.
And much
Nobody-
we do, right? He's on ESPN College
Nobody
Game Day,
can
right?
explain that to me.
And so it's amazing.
That is true,
Yeah.
Scooter.
Yeah,
That
It
is
is. Southland
true.
Conference Commissioner Chris Grant, who joined us here on SoundOff. I'll follow you up there. I'm in the wake of your celebrity. Will Wade, the Will Wade effect.
Yeah.
His background, his pedigree, his coaching, his winning, it brings attention to not only the McNeese basketball
You're right,
program,
Rick.
but
You're right.
to the Southland
Exactly
Conference.
You're right. You're right.
They're prohibited favorites to win, our production time prior to the games. Let's say the odds are right. They're in the championship. They win the league. Again, it's Will Wade. It's the Cowboys. They're a high mid-major. It's attention for your league.
It is
good.
right, and we'll celebrate it. And what's the best thing is our coaches celebrate it. Right?
Yeah.
It was a
Do
culture
they?
primary coming in. They do.
Do they?
They do. Right? They do.
Alvin Brooks and Lamar.
I had to ask you a question.
Now you're touching something there. I was just in Beaumont yesterday, so
Yeah.
you're right. There's a little feelings there about what happened in that game.
Oh,
but,
man.
but look, guess what? That rivalry's back, right?
It is.
And we couldn't say that 2
And that's
years, 3
good.
years ago.
And that's good,
That's what we
Chris.
need. And
That's
that's what
good
our
for the
presidents
league.
want. They want all rivalries
That's good for the
activated.
league, man.
And they want to see a little, it's a little,
it's
monitor
good.
trash talk,
Yeah,
they're
for
doing, but
basketball.
it's been good for the league overall.
It is.
Because Will, not only is he about McNeese, he's about the Southland
He
rising
is.
as a whole.
He is.
And so he's
He
taking
is.
2 coaches on as men. You talk
He
2
is.
coaches in the league, I won't expose them. They'll say Will's their number 1 mentor and helps them on. When we're doing scheduling initiative or the thing we're trying to push from the conference office, he'll explain from his experience in other leagues and why we should do it, right? Or
an
if
asset.
he's
The asset.
the ambassador for the
He's
South.
the asset.
You have to.
No doubt.
Did you secretly chuckle a little bit with that McNeese Lamar dust up?
So, look, it's not football. I mean,
WWE sort of way, but it does bring attention.
It does, right?
Yeah.
And you want that. Last year we had bad attention when we ended the season
You're
with
right.
2 teams with a
You're
brawl.
right. You're
I was
right.
watching for that reason,
Yeah.
and so I'm glad it was all contained. It was all a lot of fun. Look, the Benice kids, Lamar kid, they all good kids, right? I don't think they're not bad apples on any of those teams.
They are.
And they got great coaches, right? They're respectful.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure those coaches are still
Highly-
putting the next
highly
leaders out there.
competitive basketball.
Yeah, they are. That's
Highly
all it is.
Chris, one other question, man, because you've been
Yes.
answering them right
Okay.
on point. You don't hold back.
Yes.
You tell it like it is. How do you get the collective, the NIL, under control
Right,
from the Southland Conference?
Right. So right now with this house settlement, we get an opportunity to bring it in house. So now you don't have to go to a collective or outside. You can bring it to the athletic department through the fundraiser up to, if you opt in, up to 21.5 million. So I don't think 21.5. Hey, if you're out there, you got 21.5. We'll take it. Hey, even if it's here
21.5
around the
is what
league.
they put it at?
Yes. So now, your LSU's, your high majors are doing that, opting in. So that's going to leave us another opportunity because there's only so much that can go around.
But you're right.
And it's going to rise it all. So
You're
that's
right.
going to take the bad suitors out. And it's really the agents we're worried about, right? The ones that are broken for the student athletes. Because I don't want to see money leaving the student athlete's
That's
pocket.
exactly
I want it
what I'm
going directly
saying,
to them.
Chris.
Well,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's Guidry's favorite subject is money,
There
money,
you
money.
go. There you go. God,
Hold on for Thursday's
I'm looking
show.
out for my
Right.
kids,
Yes.
man.
Thursday's show will get into you in regards to the house settlement and all that
Right.
thing and money, money, money.
Yeah,
Let's
good
get back
topic.
to basketball.
Yeah.
A bit of a black eye out of UNO.
Yeah.
The NCAA probe into sports betting and UNO basketball. 4 players suspended. Is this possibly New Orleans leaving the conference? I mean, this is a troubled university, both financially and athletically.
Right.
What is the future of UNO in the South?
It's a tougher blow. And look, we're doing everything we can do to not only protect them, but continue putting education in our student athletes' hands for that message. So I want to touch on that. Gambling alone, we've signed on now with a company, IC360, monitoring all gambling going throughout our conference. Southland basketball alone, 23 and 24, 159 million bet last season. Oh, Southland basketball, 21 million bet during the tournament last year. This is that type of money. So it's not a local issue. It's a national issue, and we saw it.
And it's
with
not just UNO.
No, it's many
schools.
It's
cases
in the
around the
pros,
country.
right?
It's not
And
just
again,
UNO.
it's bad suitors that are getting in our kids' heads, telling them, hey, quick money here, do this and that, or putting them in bad situations and making them do certain things. So
And
we're working
kids,
on that.
man.
And kids,
That's why
so
the
making it
education
impressionable.
part of it
Yes.
need to let them know, man.
Yeah. So, but for
you gotta stay
UNO,
away from that.
and Dr. Katz Johnson's been doing an amazing job. Is keeping the doors open right now, right?
Yeah.
Finding solutions because it's a lot of things built against them.
Oh, man.
As we know, just like here in Lake Charles, New Orleans is one of the most resilient communities there are
No doubt,
in this
Chris.
country. So we're behind them. It's not shutting yet, and we're going to do what we can do to make sure they continue
And
to be
real
great
quick,
members.
before we end the segment, it's not point shaving.
No.
It's
No,
nothing like the old
no,
Tulane
no,
thing
yeah,
from
no,
20 years
no,
ago, 30.
no.
It is just
Betting.
an investigation
Betting.
into allegations
Yeah,
of
allegations,
sports
right,
betting.
exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
we're going to let you go. That is
Okay.
Chris Grant from
And
the
thanks for
Southland
having
Conference.
me. Yes.
Office
Chris is
Commissioner.
always a good
He'll
dude. I
be
hate to
back
see him
on
go
Sound
down.
Off on
Thursday.
Thursday's show for
Thursday,
more
yes.
stuff, so stay tuned for that. All right, we'll kick it to break for round 4 of the show. Coming up, stay right there.
He takes the handoff. It's a refurbished.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
The $1 million Leprechaun Loot drawing right here at Horseshoe Casino every Saturday in March. Get down here, swipe some cards.
Yes.
You got a chance to win at the kiosk a $1 million Leprechaun prize. But outside
$1
of
million,
that, well,
Rick?
a chance. That's a long shot. It's a long shot. But
You're saying there's a chance.
there's always a chance.
Leprechaun, wow.
Of course, your best odds are between 500 and 5,000 in free casino play. That's every Saturday in March, of course, the Leprechaun Loot drawing right here at Horseshoe Lake Charles. All right, many thanks for Chris Grant, Southland Conference Commissioner, for joining us. Very, very insightful.
Impressive guy.
Yeah, he is.
Always
He has done great work here in 3 years
Be
for the
back on
conference.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday
Yes.
show. Don't forget about
Yes.
getting into more issues.
We're
All right,
looking
spring
forward to
football
having it.
quickly. McNeese Cowboys, Matt Viator said going into this week's opening of spring, he's got some guys out with injuries and surgery, short on cornerbacks, your old position, a little short on D-line, but he likes the numbers and he'll be able to run 3 units. But that's spring football, right, Kevin? Hardly ever you're going to have everybody out there.
No.
All right?
Normally spring football, I didn't practice because I was going to be a starter regardless. So it really
course you
didn't
did.
matter if I went in.
Thursday's show, I'm going to get into Kyle
I
Williams,
thought you were just lazy.
the new D-line coach for LSU. But
He left. He's got a new job.
This is an
He's
interesting
got a new
hire.
job.
Kyle Williams, perennial All-Pro in the NFL, and one of the best at LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great hire.
It is.
Because he, oftentimes great players don't always make
right.
great
Don't always
coaches.
That's
coach
right.
either. School,
But
you're right.
he overachieved to be a great player. He
right.
wasn't born with a lot of God-given talent.
No.
Not huge, 6'1",
You're right, Scooter.
right
You're
at
right.
300.
Save that for Thursday because I got some thoughts on that. We got to wrap it up. We got to hit the break
Always.
here. All right, we'll see you next time right here at Caesars
Yes.
Sportsbook.
Sound Off, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the